That's what she said to me. It was quick. I was smart. I was a smart aleck kid.
No.
Said some hurtful things.
What happened when you would say hurtful things?
Oh, we get the fire smacked out of her. Especially in our Arab culture, they love slapping across the face. And or being literal with things like you steal, they'll cut off your hand, literally. Like my stepdad, I'm glad he kind of did it. Since he knew he was in America, he couldn't actually do it, but he damn sure knew how to demonstrate in a close enough way where it got through to us. Do not steal by, taking sharp objects or knives to our hand. Not actually cutting, but getting you it's uncomfortably close. And yeah, I mean, and then just always talking back, all that type of kid. I was physically abusive, not sexually, like as she put. Unlike her, the way, learning more about her mental illnesses, I think something might have happened to her. I can't say for sure. To her growing up, and yeah, she's always had trauma with that, so she can't cope with the trauma. So she couldn't cope with it. So how she did cope was either self-projection of herself onto others, or how her emotional trauma, her projecting that on others, her bulimia, and her now recent alcoholism. And I kind of want to make amends to that, because I mean, even though she deeply hurt me by what she tried to say I did compared to what I was, I don't care what she said anymore. That's all old news. I get over it. And I feel sorry for her, feel bad for her. Just kind of want to make amends so we can use each other as a support system. And because like I was saying, you gotta have family in your life, in my perspective anyway. And yeah, I was in the 6th grade, I was diagnosed with Asperger's, now called Autism Spectrum Disorder, as of 2012 by the APA, American Psychological Association. This is like week and a half when I came here to Compassion. And a guy named Forrest Benfield referenced me here from on the bus.
Why is that?
Because they're native Indian guys that, didn't have any good intentions with me. I had some cash on me. Like I said, a guy named Forrest Benfield, he kind of asked me a few questions, told him my situation. He referenced me here, and I was naive. Luckily, had I not gone with him, I probably wouldn't be here today, because the native guys had deviant intentions. Take my money, and then possibly, other unsavory things to me. Well, I was on the streets for about 5.5 years. I got my own place now. And was able to overcome some things enough where I got to that point. And stayed with some family members. But, when you're talking rent money, anyone's going to take rent money. People are people.
Yeah.
And I was paying $350 for a bedroom, which would be normal for a 3-bedroom house. It was 3-bedroom, because the makeup room, their room, and my room, which he had used for storage. anyways, but with people on the streets, people that haven't been on the streets are judgmental against people who are, and eventually, old practical fiance. I say practical because they're not official, but they've been together so darn long that, that's why I use that term. Yeah, they kind of pushed me out. I was a little dirty, and yeah, but I was there long enough where I saved up for a few months, and saved up, got my place, had a little rough time at my place, kind of about lost everything. I mean, addiction was almost eating up at my rent, but I snapped out of it quick enough, and tomorrow I'll get to claim my 1 month chip. And yeah, I'm calling out my bullshit. Like, I was always the type, well, I don't like the cold because my heart condition, just never been cold natured, so I'll just do my addiction in the summertime where I can stay in the streets and, da. And yeah, I got tired of that, so.
The last time we talked, you had just started to come down. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was a few days after Mother's Day.
Yes, and
that's actually my sobriety date, which is why I set it to that, in honor of me trying to get over some issues between her and I. Going well. I mean, I'll admit it's kind of rough, emotional, ups and downs. But I keep reminding myself, calling myself out on my bullshit, like my addiction. I gotta make an ass out of my addiction. That's admit, surrender, and submit. That's what ASS stands for. And in order to recover and work the steps. Step number 1, we admitted we were powerless over our addiction. Step 2, we came to a realization that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And step 3, we admitted to God, to the God of our understanding. Or we came to believe that the God of our understanding could restore us to sanity. Yeah, I got a sponsor.
So why do you want to be sober?
Well,
Isn't it fun just to use drugs and be high all the time?
no, it's not. Yeah.
Why not? People
Nothing.
Don't people? Ain't that why people do it all the time? It's just because it's fun and
they use it to cover the pains and traumas. And yeah, eventually the dope's gonna get you a felony, regardless, one way or another.